But, you know, if someone is backstabbing me, I gotta know, okay?
I'm gonna need some clarification there. What do you mean they're into it? What does that mean?
Like, I would
Is that
personally.
like that's like the anime kitty porn, right?
Kind of. Again, I'm not the biggest. I'm not like a research person on it, so I can't really give like the best explanation on it.
I would reevaluate that friendship. I'm just saying.
No,
that makes me a little uneasy.
No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. It's something that's like not something that I can really explain, really. But like the easiest way to explain it is I know people that that have some of that stuff. Again, I don't like it because of personal situations, but it's whatever. But anyway, getting back to flamenco. Flamenco was discovered having reading it, and people have issues with it. And then he sparked about it, especially when people said that he they like said a lot of things about it. It's whatever.
Hey, you're telling me you have friends that are into drawn child porn?
Well, yes, but I don't like. Again, it's a conversation that I don't have because it's not my thing. I consider it a red flag, but it's one of those.
I would consider that like a friendship ending red flag.
I guess it really depends.
But I'm not sure if Cameron is talking about me in this scenario, right? Like it sounds like my name isn't even being mentioned. No.
It really depends. Again, like hard to really explain when it's not your thing.
Like the name that is being mentioned here is flamenco,
and you don't defend it whatsoever, really. But
right.
Yeah.
But I just like I'm not trying to put you on the spot here. I understand that. Like I'm not trying to be like a dick.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
At the same time, like very not something I.
No, I get it. Listen, I get it. Because again, I just it abhors me. Trust me. It's one of those conversations because it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. So.
Yeah. I got you.
I don't know who this other person is. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, no, like cause
So far it sounds like he's being put on the spot. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the context is before this conversation. But whenever somebody brings up Lolly in the middle of nowhere, people are gonna be caught off guard 100%.
It's strange because I had to like disassociate with another like streamer that I like.
Why? Okay. Oh my god. Why would you bring up me? Okay.
Appeared on that because like when I like the video first blew up, I was just like, I guess,
Foodshops.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Foodshops. Foodshops.
I've learned this.
When I saw that.
What? Oh my god.
I saw. I was like, ugh. Why Foodshops?
I disassociate. I.
Wait, what the fuck? Why did you bring me up out of nowhere?
Never heard of this person beforehand. They invited me, and I was like, "Oh, it's small commentary." Like I thought I was doing something nice. Like genuinely, it was in a good place. I'd never heard of this person, never spoken to this person. Yeah, that was huge fucking like ever since that I've like once the day I
small. I'm pretty sure I described myself as a small content creator.
Learned was like I think about a week ago, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So yeah, I left associated. Like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah,
I get you. Again, like, it's not a topic that I like talking about because it's one. I know that there's about.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Hello?
Oh, for some reason you were connected to my headphones. That was weird. Hi. So, first of all, I want to make it clear that I really don't know much. I haven't done much research into whatever happened with you. I don't know. I was getting a bunch of shit for it. I don't know what's going on, and I think it was unfair as someone who's currently going through bullshit accusations for me to kind of write you off like that. I'll do my due diligence. I apologize. It was shitty the way I said that, and I just wanted to say that for you publicly.
Okay,
I
okay,
initially
okay.
didn't. I initially didn't want to call in because I just don't really want to call in anywhere right now anymore. Like
That's
not for a
fine.
while.
I understand. Okay. Uh, uh, I don't even. Okay,
I don't
listen. You
do.
realize.
I
Okay, okay. Do you remember when I said in DMs it's understandable if you distance yourself from me?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's all I'm trying to do.
How?
But I will. But the reason. Okay, let me explain like the conversation we were having before
Okay.
anything got brought up. So we were talking about a different Colin that was going on, and we were just kind of going over like how I felt bad about it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was linked to 2 minute, 3 minute clip, right? It's not like the context was cut out or anything. I know what the context
Well,
looks like.
hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let me explain here. And then something. Then she brings up flamenco,
Yeah.
and starts talking about flamenco, and then some Wally shit gets brought up, and then like that was that really uncomfortable situation. Then afterwards, we get back to the original topic, and then I bring you up, not realizing the connection that could have been made there. However, I totally understand
Wait, why was I brought up? Why was I even if you didn't say my name, why was I brought up?
because we were talking about like past calls. We were talking about like the stupid fucking gay op, all that
Okay.
type of shit. I was trying to just
Did you know that if you even reference that people would think of me immediately?
what do you mean?
Because you were referencing me without actually bringing up my name, and then the person who was interviewing you said Foodshops, and you said, yeah, that person, or something, something similar, right? So I guess the
I
question is, did you think about beforehand that, people were actually going to bring up my name when you made a reference like that, right?
I didn't I didn't even know that like I'm realizing how well known you are, and I had no fucking clue who you were
Aspen
until
Gold made a hit piece on me.
I didn't know all that. Look, I don't know about your situation. I don't know the validity of it. I'll have to do research into whatever. So this is not an endorsement, but I also can't principally sit here and act like what I did was cool because that was not cool.
But okay, it sounds like you're trying to have it both ways, it feels like, right? Like if it sounds like you're trying
No,
to apologize to
no,
me, but at the same time
no,
you're
no,
trying to defend your actions, right? Like it feels kind of weird. No?
no. I'm defending distancing myself from you. I think that's very reasonable of me to do, and until I figure out what the hell's going on. But I got
Wait,
my own shit to
hold
worry
on.
about.
Hold on. You don't have to defend that part because remember I said to you specifically, it's understandable if you distance yourself from me. What was not understandable was when you brought me up without
I
by referencing me without the name part, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't name you or nothing, but I was just talking about. And listen, I'm not gonna be here long. I can't. I'm not here to argue or nothing.
That's
But
fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just being
but
honest, dude.
no, I get it, and I apologize because as
Wait,
someone who's
apologize for what specifically, right? You can't just say I apologize and be done with it.
back for not saying like, listen, I really just don't know, and just saying instead of going just yeah, I don't know, like I kind of just sat there uncritically, and that was shitty. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Uh, as well as but I do defend like bringing up because like that's what we were talking about beforehand. Like I don't think that was a bad thing of me to do. But what I was basically trying to say there is now that I'm new to this community, I need to like vet who I call into. You know what I mean?
That doesn't matter to me. You do your thing, okay? You do your
Yeah,
thing. You don't have to justify yourself how you do your thing, okay? I'm just
that's the point.
specifically talking about the situation, right? Like,
That, that was just the point I was trying to make, and I was trying to very vaguely point to a situation that I could like point to as like that example because I got shit for coming on and doing an interview. So like I was like I didn't know any of this, and I still really don't know any details. I vaguely know a couple
okay,
details. I
okay.
don't know.
Do you realize that right now when you say you got shit for doing the interview, you're kind of also pinning part of the blame on me? I feel like
No,
unfairly as well.
no, I don't blame you for that. I blame myself.
Ju-
That
what-
that was
Okay,
the point I was.
okay, if you blame yourself,
Hold
why
on,
did you bring it up?
hold on. Don't cut me off.
Okay.
That was the point I was making earlier. That like I need to vet before I go on to shit. Like I'm blaming myself for that. I don't blame you for that.
Yeah, but it sounds like because of my bad reputation that you were careless enough to bring me on, right? Does that make sense? So you're
What do
still
you
making
mean?
a statement about my bad reputation.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Okay, so so you were
Is that
still you were
I
still
was
like
trying?
you're still bashing me right now. That's what's going on, no? That's how I interpret
No,
it.
I
Okay.
disagree. I just saying like optically it wasn't like I probably should have fucking vetted. I
Oh.
like that's all point I was making. I wasn't trying to like be shitty. But I understand that like sitting there uncritically was probably not smart because I really don't know your situation. I just know that bad reputation, probably should have vetted. You know, that's all I was saying, and
Wait,
that's what I
hold on. Again, the issue was not the vetting. You realize that, right? The issue was the fact that you
that's what I was
referenced me without mentioning my name, which caused the other person to bring up my name. That's the problem that we're talking about. We're not talking about
why
vetting. No
is
one's talking about vetting.
that? So, but is it a problem if I bring up Aiden or Falgi or whatever the fuck that guy's name is? Uh, like,
I don't know
so
who the
if
fuck Aiden is. I don't know who any of these people are.
those are the other interviews I did. So for me referencing
Okay.
those, like, no, that's the conversation we were having. If you listen to the full entire interview, it would make a lot more sense instead of like the clip chimp. So
The
like,
clip chimp of 3 minutes?
yeah, you could still cut shit out for 3 minutes. Like the
Okay.
entire crux of the
I
conversation
mean, I don't
was
disagree with
literally
that,
about
but
you're free to, but the entire crux of the conversation was about interviews I had. However, I recognize that sitting there uncritically was shitty. I shouldn't have done that.
wait,
But I
hold
don't know.
on. Hold on. Did
I
you
don't.
realize the person who was interviewing you brought up the lolly thing in the first place, and then you were the one that made like exasperated like noises at how they were, friends with people who like lolly? Like you were the
I
one
think
that dug into it deeper, no?
yeah, that shit's disgusting.
Okay, so you established that it was disgusting. You were literally setting up the other interviewer to bring up my name, no? Without you actually bringing it up.
What?
Yes. Come on, don't play stupid.
No.
Oh my god.
You had nothing to do with that conversation. It was about flamenco. If you're really that fucking paranoid, maybe I should look more into you. What the hell? Like, if you didn't do anything, you shouldn't be worried about that.
I don't even know what to say anymore. This is like I didn't expect it to go this way. Like
What
what
did you? I apologize for sitting there uncritically without knowing your situation that well. I have like a really vague thing that apparently like you allegedly endorsed Lolly in the past or some shit like that.
you you you're not actually apologizing for the wrong. You
What what
realize that,
what what
right?
what is the wrong? We have maybe different definitions there. What
The
is the wrong that
wrong
I?
the wrong is that
To
if
me,
it
it was
hold on, let me
uncritically.
finish. The wrong is that if you say in public in a way that references me without actually mentioning my name, and you have enough intelligence to know that the other person is going to bring up my name, technically
I
it
didn't.
is a smear.
I didn't think that. I genuinely, I didn't know. I don't know how well. No, well now I fucking know. I guess you're pretty fucking
Okay.
infamous.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. If somebody was drunk and they ran over like two small children, do you think that they should still be held guilty just because even though they weren't entirely thinking at the time?
No, well they still fucking did. Like, okay,
That's what
you.
I'm talking about. I'm the two small children in this
I didn't
example.
murder. No, that's an extreme over exaggeration, and I think you know that.
Okay, so I'm
That's
just no. Okay, so let's make parallel. It's a perfect parallel, okay? Let's just
no, it's a
say
poor.
let's just say Oh no, hold on. Let's just say you weren't thinking straight because you said you weren't thinking straight and you did all of that stuff. Would it not be the same example?
What?
Yeah, because you said you said yourself that you weren't thinking about it when you referenced me without bringing up my name, right? Do you think that you should still be held accountable for it?
Yeah, and I apologize for like making it seem like I was trying to like, you know, can say that like, oh, I believe these things. I don't know. I haven't looked enough into it because the day I learned
Oh
about it was the day.
wait, stop. You're
What do you mean
again,
stop?
you apologize for the wrong thing. You once again you
Sorry to
started bringing
apologize
up.
for the wrong
Wait,
thing
hold
for
on. It's
you.
like you can't.
Either
You can.
accept
It's
it
like you
or you
can't
can just,
stop.
like,
It's like you can't stop bringing up the fact that you didn't look into me or enough, right? The point is that that's still your fault, right? The fact that you haven't looked into me is your
did
fault. The
I?
fact that you
That
haven't
was
vetted me is your fault,
why I
right?
brought
Does that
you up.
understand? Do you understand?
That's why I referenced you. It's because I didn't know you. Like I didn't know you, and I was getting shit for this. Oh, I'm getting shit for this interview. Like I didn't know what was going on.
That's fine. This is
That
why
was
I
the
told
point
you.
I
This is
was
exactly
making.
why I told you in
Excuse me,
private.
excuse me.
I
I'm
told
talking.
you.
The
I told
point
you in
I was
private.
making.
Okay. All right.
The point I
Yeah,
was
keep going.
making.
Hmm.
The point I was making was that I was stupid for not vetting whose stream I got on. That's the point I was making.
Do you also not vet, like you're still not vetting, FYI, okay? I just want to say that because the person that you were being interviewed by is a person who is friends with lolicons. So you're still not vetting. It sounds like you're trying to make
And I
convenient
called them out
excuses.
for it
You're
publicly.
inconsistent. You're a hypocrite.
I called them out for it publicly, and they're not the one doing it.
Okay, great. Because you're in an interview with them, but I wasn't a third person in that fucking interview. I wasn't a third person in that call, but you mentioned me anyway. Do you understand what the issue is?
I didn't mention you by name, no. So
Oh,
I,
and
I
then we just
vaguely
go back to the very
here.
beginning where I say, well, you still reference me in a way where somebody can easily
Listen,
bring up my name, and then you confirmed it, right?
listen. The point is, I apologize for sitting there uncritically about something I don't know. That's the main thing. Okay. I still want to distance myself because I don't know what's going on. Maybe if it comes out that you're a completely innocent person, I'll reject anything. I don't know. Um, and also I find it kind of like weird to compare our situations in the sense where it's like I don't know your situation. You
Cameron, I'm
do
not
know.
talking about I'm not talking about being weird anymore. I'm talking about the facts of the situation, clear and simple. You
Hey,
realize
well,
that,
first of all,
right?
I'm not done. Um,
Okay.
I find it weird to draw like a comparison between the facts versus the fact is you know my entire situation. You saw it unfold, and you know that there's clear
And your
cut
situation
evidence.
is more extreme than
Excuse me.
mine.
Yeah, that there's clear cut
By
evidence that I'm
far.
excuse me, that there's clear cut evidence that I'm innocent. And I don't know your situation. And all I know is you like I'm not saying that your situation is comparable to mine. That's what I'm saying is I
Okay,
don't like that
Cameron, you want to do a
being
little
compared.
comparison? Okay, wait, hold on. So
I
I'll
don't
tell you what my situation was. You can dig into me. You can feel free to dig into me, but I promise you, my only failure on that front is that I admitted to liking lolly and was a lolicon. That was the only thing. But for you, you are being accused of raping a 16-year-old, okay? So don't
that I
make
didn't
it the
admit
equal. It's
as
not equal. It's not even remotely the same, okay?
that's what my point is, and you're the one who compared it on stream and like talking about your grievance. Okay, like that's what I have a problem with. That's why I brought that up. You're the one who compared it, not me. Like I appreciate you defending me. Yeah, I would hope so. I'd hope anyone with a brain would, because it's very obvious those allegations are false.
Do you know how frustrating it is for me to defend you this hard, put my reputation on the line for you against Morale Live, somebody who is an orbiter of
Okay.
Queeman, and to have you do something like this to me? Do you understand how maddening it is?
Well, first of all, that this is not a hard defense to make. Okay, it's very clear. Like you even said it yourself. It's very clear these allegations are false.
It is not clear.
But
When I talked to Mrao, we basically concluded that both you and the other girl is like it's inconclusive, right? We don't even know what happened because both people are unreliable. That is the conclusion that we reached. Okay, so
clean
it's not very
cut.
clear actually.
No, no, it's clean cut. Okay, when you take into consideration this person's it's clean cut, okay? And she said it multiple times herself. She's confirmed my narrative. She's confirmed my context, and she has done nothing but change hers, okay? I have been super consistent on that this entire time for the past year and a half. Clean cut, slam dunk, no comparison, okay? And I appreciate your defense of me. If you said you admit that you like, I find that disgusting personally. So if that is true, I don't want
I
to
told you this in DMs. I don't know why you're pretending to hear it for the first time.
You
I
said you
told you
were
this in
being
DMs.
accused of, and I didn't look into it because I was just like, oh, well,
Oh my God.
okay.
Hold on.
You told me you were being accused of that.
What is that? Yeah, I told you
But
on May 16th. I told you on May 16th. Oh, the confession with, oh, I enjoyed Lolly on stream years ago. I literally told you. I told you so that you wouldn't be ambushed by it.
I mean, that was a little too late for that. But
What do you mean? It was like
I already was
more than a
ambushed
week
by it
ago. And you were the one that brought it up. What?
I was ambushed by it
What?
afterwards. First of all,
What?
and second of all, you have to understand that this all of this shit like that you're describing is not at the top of my mind at like that point in time. Okay, I had a million other things going on. All right, so if I blindly like respond to like some fucking message, that's on me. All right, but I didn't know that. Now I do. Now I'm hearing it from the source. So I find that disgusting. I always have. I still do.
Is my DMs not the source? When I DM you something like this, is it not the source?
I didn't. I don't remember you fucking saying that, but I guess you did. So you have to understand that at that point in time, I had a lot. I much.
We
huger
had a
fucking
whole conversation in private about it. I was sending you voice messages, remember?
I do remember you sending me voice messages. Actually, yeah. Took me a second. Yeah, I remember that.
You know, I was really happy to have first found you because I was like, oh my gosh, this is somebody who maybe shares a similar situation as mine, although not by magnitude, but by similar like accusations and whatever. And honestly, I really wish I haven't met you at all.
Oh, okay.
Because why the fuck should I have defended somebody who just backstabs me later on? Why the fuck should I do that?
I don't think I backstabbed you, but I regret sitting there uncritically. And you can accept my apology or leave it. But
I do not accept your apology. Absolutely not. Unless because you are being so defensive, you're undermining your own apology.
Oh,
do you understand?
Defensive? I'm just giving you the facts of the
you're
situation.
You're downplaying your decision making. You're downplaying your autonomy. You're downplaying other people. You're downplaying the way that I communicated to you. You're downplaying this conversation right now. So you're pretending as if you're trying to downplay my intelligence when you know I'm not that stupid. When you know I'm not mentally retarded when it comes to situations like this. I review allegations. That's what I do.
You do ultimate rape review?
Before my hiatus, yeah. It wasn't called that.
So listen, I stand by my
just a drink.
I shouldn't have just sat there uncritically, but yeah, that's as far as it's gonna go. I don't want to associate with you. I'm not trying to backstab you. You know I don't want to associate with you. I told you that I would like to distance myself. I do wish you the best. However, I'm gonna look into this shit. I guess that is an admission that you gave me just now.
I admitted this to you more than a week ago in private. Do you understand the words in private?
I thought you were saying that this is the allegation. I didn't know that that's the admission.
Dude, I can't. I don't know how should I have. I can't. You're like dying on every hill. You're every single point. Hold on. Every point that is being brought up, you're acting defensive.
Do you stand by that? Do you stand by that? Do you still like that shit? No, I don't like that.
I told you I told you that I stand by it. Yes, of course I do. But you still continue to associate until it's convenient enough to backstab me. Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm so good. Oh, wow. Amazing. That was a fucking waste of time. Maybe he should have worked on his empathy meter. Okay. Oh no, of course Mao is covering it. It's fucking Jover, dude. Okay, dude. Okay. Alright. Now he's going to make a video on me. Oh, good. Okay. That's not going to be the largest hit piece anyone has ever made on me. He should join the line with Rev 6 Desu and Asmongold, I guess. You know? And Kershay. And Leaflet. Okay.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
The new Ijobs.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Silver King. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the donuts. Dude, oh my god, and I was defending him. Why did I even do it in the first place? Why? Why? What the fuck? I look like a fucking retard for defending him now. Like, I actually look like a fucking mentally retarded Down syndrome Downy for defending him. We're here. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Okay, it's Hassan. Okay, all right. We're gonna cover Hassan. Okay. Hassan is our comfort zone. iDubbbz is our comfort zone. Okay. We gotta cover other betrayals that is not my own. Okay. Okay. All right. Do you know what would have been perfect? You know what would have been perfect is if he said something like, you know, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking straight. However, that's not an excuse for me whatsoever. And I just want to say, if there's any way I can do to fix our relationship, I want to strive and meet it, and I will defend you from now on. Or at least if I don't defend you, I will stand on my own two toes and say, yeah, you shouldn't be judging who I associate with. Bam! It's as simple as that! It's literally as simple as that! Right? Boom! Bridge sustained. Right? Like, what the fuck? You didn't have to do all that. Wow. Okay. All right.
The idea of these videos, like holding people accountable, even if it's just the fear of like a video being made about you. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean.
Hey, Boko, thank you for the 6 ringgits. Thank you. I appreciate it. Doge with hearts flying before, behind them. You know.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Thank you.
You know, that looming threat of someone making.
Like, by the way, again, okay, I just want to say this. The reason why I say some apologies are not enough is because I've learned from my own history and my own life experiences that if somebody doesn't give you a full unabashed apology and like phrase it well, I guess, and know that their own downfallings aren't a good excuse for their own mistakes, then it's a meaningless apology. That means it's an apology meant to hand wave the issue and they're gonna do it again. Like in my opinion, okay, in my humble opinion, this is just usually how things go, okay? Like unless an apology where you go, yeah, my own downfallings isn't an excuse for my actions. I'm sorry, right?
A video about you is like, you know, I think it's, you know, for some people, it, you know, maybe it doesn't mean much, but I think, you know, until you're there, you really don't know what that feels like. You know, I know a lot of friends, myself, you obviously, like, you know, the fear of someone.
Another regular day for Foodshops. Okay, getting betrayed for the 50th time. Feels great, man. Feels great.
Doing a hit piece or like a, you know, just kind of going through your life, auditing your online life is just kind of, yeah, that's a threat.
Yeah, it's a threat, and then it's also, you know, once it gets done, there's a potential snowball effect. And I know you've seen this where somebody makes a video and immediately that person's friend and friends and friend group and map of content creators all make functionally the exact same video. And then it's like, oh, there's a monetary aspect of it that gets wrapped up into it. And then,
Just stay away.
I mean,
well, maybe okay. Maybe it's my fault. I didn't vet him enough, I guess. But like, oh, I don't know, dude. Just
I've been seeing it more and more with, I guess, people like you, people like Hassan. And I'm wondering, I guess, like you're saying, when you look back and identify the surface level critiques of someone like Ricegum that are just like very simplistic, like, oh, this shit is annoying and cringe, which it is.
it'll never be
Are there trends you see now that
listen, at the end of the day, I just need Egghead, Silver King, and everybody else in chat. Okay, I don't need anyone else. Okay, it's fine. It's okay.
Like,
it's fine.
That's obviously stayed. How have you seen it like stay, and does that like motivate you to want to continue trying to have more of a, you know, political or more of a in-depth commentary, I guess?
Yes, I think I've been surprised by how much it stayed.
No, thank you. You guys are doing the meme, okay? The silver hearts, the purple hearts meme, okay?
Hashtag forever Foodshops.
Thank you. I appreciate the $5, Silver King. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like, there are a lot of things, Ethan as an example, there are a lot of things to like mock him about, bring up, make him look stupid, all this sort of shit. Like, the fucking tattoos are insane. Like, I really like wanted to goof and rag on this guy, especially in the first video, but I'm like, this is so not like what I.
By the way, I just want to say, like, again, he was one of the first bridges that I have had in a long time. The only bridge, like the only bridge in public, I mean. And we can't even sustain that. It's like, okay, dude.
I really care about. It just feels,
I actually just give up.
You know, mean-spirited.
It's fine.
And
whatever,
I held back a lot. I deleted a lot from my fucking timeline where I'm like, this really is not it. At least for me. I know that a lot of people who dislike Ethan would probably be like, oh, you're deleting the gold, you know, the juicy stuff. But ultimately it just didn't.
Top 10 anime betrayals. Number 10, Cameron stabs shops.
Hey, thank you, Dio. Thank you for $2. Dude, all I'm gonna say is that if this was a movie, all I'm gonna say is cinema. Okay, that was cinema.